Sands is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Tea Podcast.
With incomparable luxury, Sands leaves nothing to the imagination. To learn more, visit sandsnewyork.com.
We are the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea.
It's true. We're from Long Island, so we say, how you doing? How you doing?
I don't.
We're in the middle of the vines.
Yes.
Because it's Memorial Weekend. So
It's
there's
kickoff. We're here. It's summertime. Long Island Wine of the Week.
I'm thankful for our hot teas.
Yes. That's like such a Long Island thing.
We're just talking about real life.
Right.
That's what we do. Welcome back to another episode of Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on how to live your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
And we have a very special guest. We sort of teased it last week, but I didn't want to jinx it. But we have one of my all-time favorites, Sal Valentinetti, Sal the Voice, with us today.
Thank you, Kristen and Sharon, for having me.
We're so excited.
Sal, I have something important to tell you. It's a story. I got to tell you a story about Sal. Okay, so I moved. Sal, you know, we've known each
Arizona.
other. Yes,
Yes.
We've known each other. So I moved here 8 years ago from Arizona, and you know, everybody in Arizona, my friends were all like, "What are you doing? Where are you going?"
It's almost like the reverse of what's supposed to happen.
Right? Yeah.
Like you're supposed to go from Long Island until you're like 55, then collect it all and go to Arizona.
Right, or Florida, or whatever. But people in Arizona especially were like, what's Long Island? What's there? We don't know anything about it, right? They know nothing. And I didn't know anything. People didn't even know the Hamptons were here. You travel all over the country. People don't know about it, right?
No.
And so then one day, I'm sitting in my living room, and I start getting all these texts from people like, Are you watching America's Got Talent? And I'm like, no, why? What's going on? And so I click it on, and they're like, you got a Long Island guy on there who's like representing Long Island.
All of a sudden, all these people who were like, why are you going to Long Island?
Yeah.
Are like, you got a Long Island. Like now they're excited about Long Island.
I'm telling you, people.
Good thing there was
how I met
nobody
you.
from like Tempe on that year.
I know.
Otherwise, we'd have a real problem.
You've got a guy on there, and he's totally representing Long Island. So I tune in, and of course, you got Heidi Klum's golden ticket on America's Got Talent, and obviously because of your incredible talent, and we'll talk about that. But really, it was your Long Island charm that
I think I laid it on a little bit.
It was good. And so here's something you may not know is that you said to Heidi, you said, Heidi, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Right. So when we decided to do this podcast 3 years ago, I said, look, we're Long Island. So we've got to represent Long Island, and nobody did it better than Sal. So we start every single one of these podcasts with, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Exactly.
It's
inspired by you.
It's a rhetorical question. How you doing? It's just a greeting. It's like everywhere else in the world they'll say hello or good morning. Here we just say how you doing.
Yeah.
Because we're in such a rush to get from place to place, and we're so late getting there that we don't even know if it's morning or after. How you doing?
What time of day it is?
It's either it's how you doing, and then if you need something, it's not may I please have, it's how you doing, can I get a?
Can I get a?
Can I get a?
How you doing? Can I get
Yes,
a? How you doing?
100%.
If you say how you doing, the guy from behind the counter is just going to go, how you doing? He's not going to say good.
Yeah, right.
And yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
How you doing? How you
yourself?
doing? All right, good. We cleared that out of the way.
Yeah, and sometimes someone says, how you doing? And I go, I'm doing.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I might.
That's it. That's
You might steal
if
that.
someone responded that way, I
doing.
might just fall apart.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so I'm again exposing myself as a non-Long Islander. How you doing? But I just thought you would know every single one of these podcasts, we do them once a week. There's a little bit of your spirit in here because you inspired us, and we say we're gonna say how you doing. Yeah, truly.
I'm all warm and fuzzy inside.
It has nothing to do with the heat in this studio today.
I know. Sharon's
No,
dying.
you know what? I actually appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because I've never identified with my fans more than now. I'm cold all the time. I need to bring a cushion to like a baseball stadium because otherwise my ass hurts after a few minutes.
Well, so can we talk about that? Can we talk
Sure.
about the fact that we just saw you, and I'm like, I saw you what was it? Whose concert? Ross Matthews concert. Yes,
Paramount.
Paramount.
How you
Which
doing?
you're going to be
Awesome.
there, by the way. We have big news. Sal's going to be at the Paramount on the 30th, November 30th, and we have big news on that. But so I saw you there, and you had gotten quite thin, but not nearly as thin as you are now.
Yeah.
You've lost.
I've lost 150 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you
It's
look
amazing.
Do you feel incredible?
I feel like a different person. I was just on an American Eagle flight. And for those of you who have never heard of American Eagle, you're thinking it's a clothing brand.
Yeah.
It's like the budget American Airlines. Like you
Okay,
book a flight on American Airlines and then you show up at the gate to find out that it's American Eagle, which means you're going to be on a very tiny plane.
Right. Tiny seats.
Picture
Yeah.
like
Spirit or
like one of those small school buses with a couple of engines attached to the back and some wings.
I just turn around and go back.
And-
No.
Slingshot.
And a year ago, when I would have to do like these crazy Christmas time, travel from
Appearances.
here to there and then rent a car and drive 3 hours and this and that, I would be devastated if I arrived at the gate to see an American Eagle plane because I'm like, I feel so terrible for the poor soul who bought the seat next to me. Because I'm going to be up in that person's business. I'm going to be like this up against the window like that, and just to not have to worry about that anymore is a tremendous feeling.
It's
I-
hard.
Amazing.
January 31st, I had gastric sleeve surgery.
Okay.
Which it's not, a lot of people think it's like the lap band. It's not. That's a surgical device. And it works for some people, but most of the people I know say it doesn't work. But this is a surgery where they remove 80% of your stomach.
Oof.
They turn it to about the size of a highlighter. I mean, over time, it should grow slightly. What it does is it makes you full. And for the first time in my life, I'm full. I am, right now, I am 195 pounds. And I haven't been 195 pounds since I'm 10 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Like 10, 11 years
Yeah.
old, thereabouts.
And you probably have so much more energy and right? Or no.
Well, I was always a very energetic person. As you could,
Right.
as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
right?
It's your personality.
It's just my personality. I've always been very happy to be here. I think the big difference has to do with once I'm on stage and once I'm really moving, not just the energy, the amount of oxygen that it takes to move me across the stage is now less. And so now I have that oxygen to perform with. And I could give a lot more to that.
That's awesome. And just in case people aren't familiar with you, Sal, and we have a great Long Island audience, I'm sure our Long Islanders are, but we're listened to in 72 different countries, right? So for those that don't know, you got Heidi Klum's golden ticket on America's Got Talent for your singing, and you sing in sort of that Rat Pack.
I do the
Right.
it's so American standards, the American songbook, like jazz, they call it jazz standards, the American songbook. So I sing a lot of music that was written by, Irving Berlin and Cole Porter and Jimmy McHugh and the like, and Peggy Lee, and from way back in the, from the 20s into the 60s, and you talk about My Way, the lyrics written by Paul Anka, in that time, and I sing a lot of that type of music that's been adapted from when you talk about the American Songbook, you're talking about the musicals like Anything Goes and Mondo Crane, like the theme is More, and that's a really popular jazz standard now is More. So that's a lot what I do. And I sing it in the crooner style. So not so much vibrato like an opera singer, like not very, oh sole mio, and not very, poppy and, very, very flat, like, baby, you're a firework. A little in between there. So a little smoother, almost like I'm talking right now. So I can say, fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. So basically, it's a conversation with style. Yeah, and that's kind of weird for people who don't know.
I mean, and that is really incredible. That's what won Heidi over. That's what won America over, to be honest, is this because and this is several years ago, right? So how young? You're young.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you're very young to have that mature genre of music, and not only the genre, but to know how it fits your style and your talent. How did that all come together?
So I grew up with this music. I think a lot of people, my age and even twice my age, kind of grew up. This music was secondhand.
Yeah.
Music was handed down to us from our parents and our grandparents, much in the same way it was to me. When I was a little kid, I went to like half-day preschool, and my parents both worked full-time. So when the day was over, I would go to my grandmother's house. And my grandmother, what I call my American grandmother, my dad's mother, who's born here, she would sit me in the middle room. She'd make me lunch. We'd watch All My Children and General Hospital.
General Hospital.
Susan Lucci,
Yes.
Goddess.
Do you know?
Yes.
Do you know that before I was on America's Got Talent, it was between American Idol and America's Got Talent. I was performing on Friday nights from 9 to midnight. I used to do a shift at the pizzeria on Friday nights during Lent, and because it would make
packed.
a ton of money.
Yeah.
And then literally take my car and go down to Vitro. I don't even know how to pronounce it. By Russo's on the Bay in Howard Beach in the Blue Lounge, and do a set from 9 to midnight.
Wow.
And one night, I'm sitting there, and Susan Lucci walks in, and she sits and she stays for like an hour. It was amazing.
I love her.
I mean, like talk about a full.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
circle. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was at an event one time at Garden City Hotel when they were getting their 4 Diamond Award, and they invited me to come, and I said, okay, sure. And then they're like, Susan Lucci's here, and I'm like, oh my God, Susan Lucci's in the room. And I remember
They
I was
just said she
obsessed.
was there, and it took your breath away.
Oh no, it's because I'm like you. My mom grew up.
Right.
We watched All My Children. I mean, so I grew up watching Susan
General
Lucci,
Hospital, yeah.
and is incredible. And so I saw her, and then they're like, Susan Lucci is going to introduce you.
Oh, wow.
What? I know.
Susan Lucci's
She
going to say your
introduced
name.
Me, and I'm like, I feel like this
Isn't
should
that
go
wild?
the other way. And I just love her. And I'll remember, and you'll appreciate this. I've told this story before on the pod, but the waiters are going around with all the hors d'oeuvres, and she was so kind and so gracious and so sweet. She's chatting to us before the event, and she looks just incredible. And they're like kept coming around, and then finally the waiter looked at her, and one time he's like, "Are you sure you didn't want this? Is really good." And she's like, "Oh, honey, in another life." She had her hot water
With
with
lemon.
lemon. That's she
She's a
does.
pro.
Yeah, 100%.
She's a pro. That's why she's Susan Lucci.
Right?
Yeah, and it doesn't come without sacrifice, right? Everything that we do, and she looks the way she looks because she makes choices sometimes every day. It's tough, right? She's not going to eat that.
Listen,
I was
coming
like, I'll
coming
take
from
it.
the guy who ate everything.
Pass it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were, I mean, gosh, you were in your 20s when that happened on America's Got Talent. So that's
Yeah.
crazy. So I interrupted your story, but you were talking about your grandmother and all of that.
This is like when I was like 3 or 4 years old. She would fix me lunch after school, and then we go into the kitchen and listen to music. And it was this music. It was like for any Long Island, true Long Islanders, 1100 WHLI, 1130 WNEW.
Yeah.
It was the oldie stations.
And it was
AM.
probably played on those radios that connected to the cabinets. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Well, she had in the corner of her kitchen, she had this like little stand, and she had like a radio with kind of like the cassette thing in the top, and
Yeah.
so we would listen to this music like all afternoon, and when she passed a few years later, I always loved the music, of course. Like I couldn't figure why Christmas was my favorite time of year until I realized that's when they rolled Bing Crosby out,
Right.
So it wasn't until she passed that I really started digging into it, because it's how I remembered her, and I listened to it, man, all the rest of my teens, and I always loved the music, and I was in a horn lesson. I played the baritone horn and trombone, and I was in a baritone lesson going into high school, Holy Trinity, and the guy's like, "Oh, you wanna play something, from your memory or something like that?" And I said, "Oh, there's a song by Bobby Darin." but I don't know the name of it. And he goes, well, how does it go? I'm like, oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old MacHeath, babe, and he keeps it out of sight. And the guy goes, where did that come from? I said, well, you asked me to tell you how it goes. That's how it goes. And he goes, yeah, but you sing? Do you sing like often? I said, no, I sing in the shower, you know.
Aw.
And he goes, well, I got to test you for tone and pitch and all this. And he goes up and tells my mother. My mother tells my whole family, you're not going to believe this. And they're making me, you know, it's almost like, you know, like the kid who could do backflips in place. Like, hey, show him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't see it. He was in the other room. Show him.
Oh, I love it.
Like that. That's what
it.
it started becoming at family parties. And when I was 17, I had my first job because I had my license delivering pizza. I had gotten too big for the dining room, so like I was bumping into people. I was started as a busboy,
Right.
And my cousin Steve, he's like, listen, you gotta go on deliveries. So I'm delivering pizza in a Cadillac, which is the most counterproductive thing you could do.
Yeah, very Long
And,
Island.
I'm like, you know, it's not working out. I'm not getting ahead. And my Uncle Joe says, hey, you know, you have this gift. I'm like, yeah. I don't like to look at it like that because I was playing football in high school, so I don't know if you know the singing and everything was more of a gift or a curse. Because once my football team found out that I started getting harassed.
Yeah, I'm sure they loved it.
So
Though.
all good fun, but yeah,
exactly.
So my uncle's like, listen, my friend has a restaurant. He needs someone to sing in the restaurant on Thursday nights. I'll give you $100 for 3 hours. I was like,
Done.
yeah,
17?
sure.
Yep.
Right? And I would go there and I started filling up the place. I started really, really loving it. And I would come up with, you know, shtick and everything and, you know, make the whole place laugh. And I love the attention, of course. And I was like, this is really fun. You know, but this isn't practical. Like, this isn't something that I could do for the rest of my life. Like, this is going to be for now, and I'm going to go to college, and then that's it. So I had just started St. John's, and my Uncle Joe's like, hey, why don't you go audition for American Idol? And I said, absolutely not. You know, that's a popularity contest. Besides, I don't fit very well in, you know, like skinny jeans and... you know, and the like. I said, I don't think I'm going to be right. He goes, no. Forget about that. Go in the same suit you wear on your Thursday, your Saturday nights and everything. And he goes, I guarantee you that they're going to love you from your voice alone. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. So I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I went there, I guess, so confident that I wasn't going to get on the show. I'm like, I'm going to do a really hard song. Like, I'm going to do Cry Me a River by Julie London, you know, and it's really big. It's Cry Me a River. I don't want to do it right now.
Okay.
This is, although it might be, you know, 1:00 in the afternoon on a Monday here, this is like my 8 in the morning on a Saturday.
Right.
But so I did Cry Me a River, and they asked the 3 people who were wonderful. I wish I could remember their names because they deserve the recognition, but they were, you know, incredible. One kid was playing guitar and singing, and the other 2 girls had wonderful voices, and they sang really relevant and poignant music, and they called the 3 of them forward, and I turn around to the other people I've been with now all morning to say, like, hey, good luck, you know, take care. I'll be at Toro Pazzo on Thursday nights, you know, and I turned back around, and the 3 people who were standing around me were gone, and they told me, listen, we're going to put you in front of our producers, and, you know, you tell them why you're here. And I told them, you know, I'm here because I lost a bet, and
this was American Idol?
This is American Idol. This was 2014.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't even realize that you did that first.
Yeah, I just turned. I was just about to turn 19.
Wow.
And I gave it a shot, and I got in front of the judges, in front of, at the time it was Harry Connick Jr., it was Jennifer
he must have loved
Lopez.
you.
Connick Jr.
He didn't.
What?
Yeah,
What?
He didn't. I don't think he
You're
did.
totally.
Wow.
I would think Harry Connick
I
would be like,
know.
wow, it's the crooner type. You
So
know?
I guess so I made a bet with my uncle because I really didn't want to do it. And the bet was that if I didn't get on the show, he had a Range Rover. And he was like, I'll let you have my Range Rover for the rest of the summer if you don't get on the show. Like if they don't love you.
Wow.
So I was like, easy. I think that's why I was so confident. I was like, my uncle worked at RXR Plaza, which is right across from the Coliseum.
Right.
So I figured I got my car washed, right? Because I figured as soon as I get booted off the show, I'm just gonna go leave it in the garage with him and take his Range Rover.
You're in a can't lose situation.
And so like I had to tell the producers like I'm here because I lost a bet. Like I was almost upset that they didn't throw me out.
Right.
And I guess someone told Harry Connick Jr. that's about this bet.
Yeah.
So I walk in a suit and everything, and I said, I'm going to sing Fly Me to the Moon, by Frank Sinatra, even though Frank Sinatra's not who wrote the song, he just made it popular. Or I was singing his the Count Basie arrangement of it that he did. And Harry Connick Jr., I guess, realizing that I probably don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm some Goomba from New York, I said, I'm singing Fly Me to the Moon. He goes, I'll bet you $100 that you don't know the real name of that song.
Oh.
Which I mentioned earlier, that the American songbook is mostly derived from musical theater. So the name of Fly Me to the Moon in its original form, and I can't recall the musical right now, but in the musical, the number is called In Other Words. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me, So I said, in other words, I just answered him right back. And to say that everyone in the room did not know where to go or what to do next was an understatement. Because they figure, Harry has a real knowledge of this music. His first album, Harry Connick Jr., I have tremendous respect for Harry Connick Jr. His first album was called 11, because that's how old he was when he wrote it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a prodigy.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like,
But you stumped him. You stumped him.
It was an easy question. In his defense, he should have asked me his follow-up question was it was more difficult. He followed up with, what are the words in the verse for double or nothing? I said, no double or nothing. I'll take the 100, and made him get up and give me $100. And as he's feeding me 20, 40, 60, 80, Jennifer Lopez says from the back, what's the matter, Harry? You don't got 100? You don't got $100 bill?
I mean, that must have been a surreal moment for you right there. I mean, but you're always so comfortable.
You know what? I don't know if it was naivety. Is that the right pronunciation of that word?
Naivete.
Naivete. There you go.
Broke, not broke, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I don't know if I was just naive, or maybe it's just like, if I can say a filthy word in front of two ladies in half of Long Island, the balls I guess it takes to live here and to have to respond to the crazy stuff that happens I don't know, but I just took his $100 and put it in my pocket.
That's amazing.
And kept going.
But did you, and first of all, I love that, because you know what? It's so true. New York is an incredibly, especially Long Island, it's an incredibly wonderful, beautiful place to live, and we all love doing it. We could live anywhere else, right? But we go through it to live here. We
It's
pay
a challenge.
It's a challenge, and that's why they say if you can make it here, you can make it
Especially
anywhere.
in winter, everyone's ornery.
I know, exactly.
So everyone's ornery, everyone's late, everyone's hungry because they've been sitting in traffic for 90 minutes. It's not safe. I keep a cooler in my car with cheese sticks and protein shakes.
I keep a water bottle just in case.
Just so I don't end up on the news.
You get hangry.
Yeah, exactly. The best thing though in the winter though, what I love about, having not had winters anywhere, and I come here, and then my favorite thing is when they're like, oh, it's canceled because of the weather. Can't go. Everything's canceled. I'm like, love it.
It snows for a second.
No, can't go to that meeting. Can't go to that event. It's canceled.
Canceled for weather. They don't cancel anything when it's 116 degrees in Arizona?
No.
They should.
They should.
I did Vegas once. It was 118. 118.
It's crazy.
It's like standing
so
in a
different.
hairdryer being outside.
Well, you heard that Taylor Swift just had to cancel her Rio show for extreme heat. Somebody died at her concert.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
They were waiting. It was,
and so they had to reschedule for extreme
Wow.
heat. She was trying to give water to the people.
So now it's her and Travis Scott.
Well, is she? But except she stopped.
You
She
get
didn't
the
know.
reference.
Yeah, exactly. So she stopped the show. That's the difference, and canceled her show because of the heat. But yeah, they
Right.
should. No, they should. But I like it. I like the winters. It's like
Man,
slows down.
what is the logistics of Taylor Swift canceling a like?
It's
Like? Do they
so-
call the military
It's
in? Like
so
what?
crazy. And you know
How
what?
do they? Whoa.
What happened?
And you know,
I've been at like McKeeb's on, you know what I'm talking about? McKeeb's?
Mulcahy's, is that like the
No,
same?
so Mulcahy's is a like legit performance venue bar. The Murrays are like
They're awesome,
the
right? The
best,
Mulcahy's,
right.
they're big partners.
Yeah, we love that.
McKeeb's is a dive college bar. It's a Hofstra bar.
Okay.
And, you know, Hofstra University, you could sue me for saying it's a Hofstra bar, whatever. It's a Hofstra bar on Hempstead Turnpike, right? And I've seen the music go off at McKeeb's, and immediately fistfights erupt.
right.
I can't imagine
Yeah. Well,
canceling a Taylor Swift show in the middle of a concert.
Yeah. Well, she
was
didn't do
hot.
it. She didn't do it in the middle. She didn't know that somebody had like passed away or until later. So she canceled the next night. But here's an interesting story, just a small world story. Tegan, my 16-year-old who's in my office, she was really good friends with the exchange student who was here last year at her high school, and the girl was from Bolivia. And so when we went to the Taylor Swift concert, her friend I think she had just moved back or something, and she was like, "You're so lucky." She loves Taylor Swift, of course. She's like, "You get to see her." And she's like, "Of course, she's never going to come to Bolivia.
Right.
So I'm never going to see her and I have to go home." Well, it's not that far from Rio, I guess. So she went to Rio and she's there. And she had and she's not a rich little girl, right? So her family and the travel and the hotels, and Taylor canceled her. She had tickets to the show, and she rescheduled it for Monday, but the little girl's supposed to fly back on Monday. And Tegan was just like, "I feel so sorry for her." I mean, like, can you imagine the heartache? This little girl's been waiting for a year to see the show, and if all shows hers gets canceled,
And like those are very difficult tickets to attain.
very difficult. Like yours.
No, yeah.
At the Paramount.
You're going to be at the Paramount on the 30th. And by the way, I'll just say it right now. We have a ticket giveaway to go see Sal.
That's how hard they are to get.
No, we have them. I'm telling you, we have the inside track at the Paramount. Our hot teas
we got
know.
connections. We
Our
got
listeners,
a guy.
our listeners are called hot teas, right? The hotties.
I love that.
And so our hot teas know that when we work with the Paramount a lot, Adam there is amazing, and we love to promote the key acts there.
Ace.
And you are there, which is so awesome. Which is what we did for Ross too. That's when I was there for Ross. So we actually have a giveaway for Sal, and we're doing something different, right? 2 tickets. I saw you said that we want people to call.
Yes.
Michael wants you to call us.
Call us.
You can go to Instagram and you can hit the call button, right? Or hold on, there's a number here because
they can enter the regular giveaway, but for extra entries, they can call.
okay, so you can they'll watch our social because you can still do the regular social giveaway. They'll be on our Instagram. But if you also want to call us for an extra special chance, and we'll play it on the air, and give us your best how you doing.
Yeah. Inspiration.
Sal's
How
honor.
you doing?
How you doing?
And we'll play it back. And the best how you doing gets those VIP tickets, which we're very excited about at the Paramount to see Sal.
so
Might get to meet him,
You might just.
which is awesome.
Lucky.
When I was there and I saw you, I was also hanging out with your beautiful wife, Gianna,
Yes.
who, by the way, was such a great opportunity for me because I met Gianna. Gianna was like, "Oh, I work at the Alexandra Accardo studio. You should meet her and talk to her." So I got to go and get an Alexandra Accardo facial. Thanks to your wife, Gianna. This all happened because I met.
It's all about
and
the
we did a whole
connections.
thing on social media, and we gave one away to our hot teas.
Gianna's the plug.
She is.
She is like the
I love it.
connector.
She's the plug.
funny.
You know,
That's
she
so
could.
funny.
She gets it done.
It was amazing.
I'm just a puppet.
Yeah. I want to thank Gianna because that facial that I had, that Alexandra Accardo did, my skin was glowing for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it really was. I'm like, seriously?
I know.
One facial?
I know. And then we gave one to our hot teas. I don't know how it worked out, but
Definitely worth it.
Yeah, she's awesome. So thanks Gianna. And Gianna works there sometimes, I think. She just helps her out, I think.
Yeah. Well, Gianna just recently started working for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I needed someone to be on the road with me, and I miss her a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for
newlyweds.
newlyweds, it's hard to be
Yeah.
gone. You're traveling, and I have a little gift for you if you want to grab it, and if you want to look what's inside your gift.
Is that right?
Yeah, if you
that's
want to
for
look
you.
inside,
Is this a swag bag?
This is your swagger.
It's your
Wait,
swag bag.
how do you say it? How do you say it with a southwestern accent?
I don't know. I say I say everything with more of a drawl, so everything's like swag. Like
Swag bag.
I say yapank. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I know. It's
Yapank?
bad. I know. It's bad.
What is yapank?
But it's yapank.
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 I know. And then do you say Gala?
Yapank is what they called God in the First Testament.
Oh God. Okay.
Right? Yahweh. Yeah,
see?
Yapank. Look at this, a fabulous "How you doing" mug. Now,
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
so it matches your mug.
Yes.
What do you, your mug say something else?
No,
on the
ours
front,
say
no?
ours say hot. Do they say Long Island tea?
Yours is Long Island.
Ours are the old ones, Long Island Tea Podcast. We got ones that say "How
Oh
you
my
doing?"
goodness! Hold on. Let me just put.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
Let me put this right front center.
Yes, isn't that great? Now we were like, who more perfect to give that mug to than Sal the Voice? You got to represent when you're on all your travels. You've been traveling everywhere because you're so cute.
So cute.
Love it. But you were like, this is your season, like you said, Christmas, holidays.
This is my season.
You're everywhere.
I was just in. I was in Chicagoland, where your husband's from.
Yep.
I was in St. Charles, Illinois on Thursday night. I was in Des Plaines, Illinois on Friday night, and then Tonawanda, New York, suburb of Buffalo, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've been everywhere. Were you in Toronto? Or are you going to Toronto?
I was in Toronto. So, all right.
Okay, let's back it up.
Let's back it up because it's a short story.
And now you have to
Look at
represent.
this.
We got to keep you branded where I belong. Long Island is where you
Fabulous.
belong.
Long Island, where you belong.
Isn't that awesome?
That's right, where you belong.
That's right.
Champion, yeah. So it should be nice, yeah. It's good. It's good, and we just want to load you up so that you're like
Fabulous.
good to
So
go.
you're branded.
You got to be branded. That I think that's yeah. So
And look at this backpack.
yeah, cool, right?
I could take this on my travels.
That's what I said. I literally said to Michael, I was like,
traveling
put it in because
everywhere.
normally we get in a gift
Yeah.
bag. I'm like, he needs a backpack.
It's got a pocket.
Yes.
And
for
awesome.
my iPad, so I can watch my SVU in the terminal.
Perfect. I
yeah.
literally carry that every time I travel everywhere.
Does anyone call it SUV here, like my mother?
Like an SUV.
Why does my mother?
No, SVU.
My
People-
mother. The two things my mother is never going to get
mixed
how to
up.
say is Ashton Kutcher's name and
What does
Law
she
and Order
say?
Ashton Kutcher,
Oh,
which I
did
think.
she say that a lot?
Oh my! I don't. You know what? You know what's funny?
Do you talk about Ashton Kutcher a lot?
Well, so recently it was when he took over for Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men.
Oh, okay.
Ashton Kutcher, and then he married Mila. Did you hear about Ashton Kutcher? He married Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Except she didn't even say Mila Kunis. She goes, you hear about Ashton Kutcher? He married the other one from that show. She didn't even say that 70s
sounds
show.
like that
She
sounds
left
like
it all
me and
out.
Sharon.
All
Yeah,
the ness- and
exactly.
then-
You know that girl from
You
that
know that
show.
guy.
You know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that a lot. We
That
do
guy.
that a lot. Do you follow like the other Long Islanders, like Long Island Wise Guy?
Yeah, of course.
Of course
Of
you have
course,
to.
of course.
I'm a contributor.
Are you? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
You know how many semi trucks I've seen lodged under an overpass
Oh my God.
on the
That's
Southern
awesome.
State Parkway?
I can't imagine.
That's great. I love it, and I
Do you know
love.
how many
yeah.
disasters I've stopped living so close to the Seafood Oyster Bay Expressway?
Oh gosh, you
Do you know
saw
how many?
people?
Do you know how many trucks I've seen getting ready to merge onto the Southern State Parkway East that I have dove in front of
Don't do
and
that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You mean I'm supposed to get on behind him and be stuck like the
I
rest of
gotcha. You, like,
everybody?
flew in
Hell
front
For
of them.
traffic.
I don't care if I kill the both of us. I'm
Oh
not
my
sitting in
God.
traffic because of your dumb ass.
So for those that don't know, we have, it's so funny. When I first moved here, one of the things I said, I'll set it in a Newsday article, and a Long Islander like brought it up to me that I said it wrong. They're like, you're clearly not from here. Cause I said something about like the freeways, and they're like, I know, eye roll. This is
Do you
not
know
a
how
freeway.
far you have to go to
It's
get
not
freeways?
A freeway. It's a parkway.
Do you know I-10?
Expressway.
The I-10 freeway.
Yeah.
Is not the I-10 freeway in Florida. It doesn't become the I-10 freeway until you get to Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Because it's not free.
Right.
There's tolls.
There's tolls. No, they're
Right.
free. But then, so we have parkways, and they're
Because they end at parks.
right, and they're exactly.
Oh, that's what it
and
is.
Does everyone know
know
that?
that.
Am I teaching? Oh, this is so
this is a
great.
teaching
I love that I
moment.
know things.
and they're designed on purpose by Robert Moses. But he designed them so that buses couldn't go by because he didn't want the masses. People don't know that still, and so they'll drive trucks into the bridge
Oh, yeah.
And get stuck all the time.
Well, welcome Amazon to our fine island. Get the hell off. Listen, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to have my Amazon packages within hours show up to my door.
Seriously, within 2 hours, it's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm always like, I'm like the old lady on the phone yelling into the Ring doorbell, "Thank you." But now that you have all these out-of-state truck drivers,
Right.
which in other states, I was just in Illinois. I had to fly to Toronto to transit down to Buffalo to be at my sound check on time. So I've seen all the interstates and the freeways and the byways and the highways. None of them have our problems.
Right.
So these truck drivers come from everywhere else, and they're like, well, this is and they have Waze on their. That's how they're getting around.
Sure.
Waze doesn't know you're in a 80,000-pound semi-tractor trailer that's 14 feet tall.
Right.
So Waze is going to put you on the Northern State
Yeah.
Parkway, and then you and Waze are going to screw the rest of us
because then the whole
from
thing
getting
shuts
anywhere.
down.
It's
The
like
whole thing shuts down.
like today, right? Hauppauge, which is where we are right now,
Yes.
is only 19 minutes away from Bethpage, which is where I originated from. So I figured if I leave early enough, going 10 minutes out of my way to the dry cleaner in Wantor is enough time for me to get back here by 5 minutes to 1. Unless
You took the Parkway.
I gotta now take the Southern State instead of the Northern State.
Because it shut down.
Because they're doing moving road
Traffic.
work.
Oh.
Why
I mean,
are you?
yeah,
Let me
traffic
ask you
control.
something.
Busiest
New
travel
York
day.
State.
Busiest travel day.
What are you doing with our money in the fall? Putting new road down for your freaking plow trucks to then just rip it up in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, like why why potholes exist here and they don't really exist in Arizona
No,
very
why?
very
Why?
frequently
Because of the weather changing.
because of the weather. The water goes under the asphalt, right? And it freezes, and then it thaws, and then it freezes, and it thaws, and it freezes, and it thaws, and the dirt moves around underneath, and all of a sudden, while the plow trucks are going over it, pushing, they hit this little pocket, and then boom, it cracks
Rips
the
it up.
whole, rips the whole roadway up. So now,
It cracks the
Alyssa
cement.
hit a pothole coming
goodness.
into the parking lot last year, blew out 2 tires.
3 tires. 3 tires. That's the
crazy.
edit. 3 tires.
What?
The edit. She held up 3.
Now, let me ask you,
You
who,
blew out 3 tires. I was like, where
Well,
do you?
so who
How
paid-
do you
who
know?
paid for those
I'm looking at
tires?
you like, wait, what?
who paid to repair those tires?
Yeah.
Not your landlord, right? Because that's
We
what
love
we
our
do.
landlord, though.
But that's what we do in New York.
Can I talk about our landlord real quick?
You could.
So-
I'm sure they're great.
No, I don't have doorknobs on my conference
We're
room
still waiting for our
Jeff, and
construction
by the way,
to be done.
Jeff, our landlord, is a hot tea. He listens every week. So I'm telling you, Jeff.
Jeff,
shout out.
if they're not doorknobs and 3, what kind of car you got?
A Volkswagen Passat.
18s, right? If there are not 3 Goodyear 235
Oh, God.
235 45 R18 tires stacked outside this office Monday morning, I'm coming back.
Yeah, we got a guy, Jeff.
We got a guy.
We got a guy.
Not the
That
next
was
Monday
funny.
because I'll be busy, Jeff. I'm coming this coming Monday.
Well, okay. Speaking of busy, it's almost Thanksgiving. It's Thanksging week, right? We made it to Thanksgiving.
you believe it?
You're going
You're
to
already
stop.
in
You're going to
Christmas mode.
ShopRite right after this, right? You've got to go get. You got a
But I'm
grocery list.
not for that.
Oh,
Oh, good luck,
So
buddy.
what-
It's Thanksgiving.
it's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I know. So,
I
what
thought
are
that's
your?
supposed to happen at the end of.
It's already happened. It's the end. Isn't it crazy?
I know.
And then it's Christmas.
It was like
and then it's welcome 2024.
November 1st, like
So
yesterday.
it's not even. What about Black Friday?
Oh yeah, day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What are you
This-
getting? What's on your Christmas list?
Oh, I got to get everything.
What?
I got to get everything.
For yourself?
for myself. No, Black Friday is for me.
Is it?
Black
So many
Friday
people
is for
say
me.
that. Black Friday's for me.
Yeah, I got my Dyson on Black Friday.
That
got
way
my,
I know
like,
what's left over for Christmas.
Right.
Once I take care of me, I know, okay, this is what I got left
I
for the
can't
people
think
that
of
I
what,
love.
What should I can't think of what
I have
to get.
people who are like, one for me, two for
Yeah.
two for me, one for you. Two
Right.
for me, one for you.
Listen, I try to do for my family throughout the year. Christmas is every day.
I bet you are very generous to your family, which is like, I can just tell already. Let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
What is your, because we had a couple hot teas right in and tell
Yeah.
us what is your Thanksgiving tradition, or do you have a Thanksgiving hack, or do you make Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't do Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is for the aunts, right?
Right.
So my Aunt Maria, we alternate between my Aunt Maria and my Aunt Diane.
Okay.
Right. So this year we're driving to Staten Island.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah,
You're going to be on that?
the Belt Parkway. You know what
Yeah.
Belt? You know what Belt stands for?
No.
Better expect lots of traffic.
Yeah, especially on the busiest travel day of the year.
Yeah.
Right, it's gonna be crazy. Well, you're a good nephew to go. I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna stay at my house. What Sharon? What do you have a
Yeah.
tradition or a hack or a?
So I was going to talk about like the leftover recipe that I saw.
Oh,
my
okay.
God. I saw this on, I saw a reel that took all of the leftovers. So you take your stuffing and then you put it in a waffle maker and you grill it. And then you put your turkey and your cranberries on that. And then you make it like a sandwich.
Well, I was gonna say, what happened to just Thanksgiving sandwiches?
Yeah.
Like good on like good Italian bread, right?
You got to get a waffle maker now.
No, your stuffing is
But what
the
do I
bread.
look like? A Holiday Inn? I got a waffle maker.
You don't have a waffle maker?
I don't have a waffle maker.
Well, plus he's skinny now. He doesn't
Right,
eat
you're not gonna
anyway,
eat
so
that.
he doesn't.
I mean,
he's
I
not
don't know why
gonna
we're
eat any of
talking,
that
but
guy.
No,
I
I
don't
mean,
eat
listen. Listen. I am gonna go right from here and get a waffle maker because this sounds incredible.
I'm going to
Yeah,
send you
Black
the reel.
Friday.
It's going to be amazing.
Black
we,
Friday.
we would always do the Thanksgiving sandwiches. So
Yeah.
like a piece of loaf of Italian bread.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You run a knife down the side of it. Turkey, stuffing, cranberry,
Cranberries,
all that.
gravy.
Boom. Right on it. Just sandwich.
What about like the 3 days after where you're sick of eating turkey? Do you make like turkey a la king with the toast?
No, 3 days later, there's no turkey left.
Right.
Oh.
I was gonna say, who's got turkey left 3 days later?
3 days later. No, you're eating turkey Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, that's
it's
Saturday.
gone.
Saturday's turkey a la king.
Sunday, you got to figure out something. Sunday is when you start with the leftover lasagna.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
So that's a thing, like, right? That's a Italian New York thing.
Well,
Lasagna
pasta.
I've never had
Every
pasta at
meal,
Thanksgiving ever.
every big meal you're going to do as an Italian American is going to have a pasta course.
Right.
Right?
Of course. Yeah.
If you're going to an Italian wedding, expect to eat pasta. It's going to happen.
I'm here for that.
I have
right?
a question from my Italian friend here. Pink sauce. What's the difference between that and vodka sauce?
What are you saying? Pink sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you go to an Italian restaurant, it's like
Pink,
served
like-
in pink sauce.
Pink, like, you are perfect. Like pink?
No, like tomato sauce.
What,
Pink
I've
tomato
never heard of
sauce.
pink sauce. Pink sauce is vodka sauce, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You would think, but
Well,
they say
I guess pink sauce is vodka sauce without the vodka.
right.
So are you, Sharon? I think you're describing a phenomenon in
Yes.
which you go to a nice Italian restaurant
Yes.
and you look at the menu and it's like this with a pink sauce.
Yes.
And you're like, why are they calling it a pink sauce?
And not vodka sauce.
Because legally they can't. Because if there's no vodka in it,
Right,
then they
right,
can
right.
call it vodka sauce.
Right. Oh,
Vodka
my
sauce,
God.
you
I
know.
was thinking I had like when you make the vodka sauce, you
No, it's got vodka in it. Vodka
And
sauce.
prosciutto, right?
Prosciutto, cream, touch of cream, prosciutto, vodka, and tomato sauce.
Right,
Yeah.
Ah,
Onions. Onions important for vodka sauce.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tegan makes her homemade
sauce.
vodka sauce.
so good.
It's
But yeah,
amazing.
on the restaurant, on the menu, it was like
I've
served
even-
in pink
I never
sauce.
would have
I'm
known
like,
that. I was like,
I've
What's
even
the
seen
difference?
a champagne sauce.
ooh,
What?
I'll get that.
So like
I'll
vodka
take
sauce,
champagne
but
anything.
made with champagne. It
Wow.
changes the profile
Oh
of the
my
sauce.
Right.
God, that's
Right.
amazing. I'm gonna have Tegan make that for me.
I love it.
It's almost like lighter. It's amazing.
So I saw this Thanksgiving hack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell your aunts, don't tell them what to do on Thanksgiving. Obviously, they know better than me. But do you ever have when you have the stick of butter and you wish it was more melted, but if you try to melt it, it melts too much.
Yeah.
So
Oh, like you take the butter out the fridge, it's not
soften.
spreadable.
yes, and
It's
you want to
ripping
put your bread and everything. So or you need it to mix. You need it to mix faster. So what someone said is you take a glass and you can run scalding hot water, either boiling water, but scalding hot water, and then you put it over the stick of butter.
Okay.
And it'll make it soft enough but not melt it. That you can just
Interesting.
immediately. Isn't
You
that
could
good?
take it
Spread
out
your
the
butter.
fridge in the morning.
Or that.
You know, butter's meant to be out on your
On
counter
your
for
counter.
like,
I know.
like a week.
I know. I used to have a butter.
I have a butter dish.
This whole like special place in your refrigerator for butter is a purely American thing. Like,
Right. Because it's supposed to always be like that. Yeah.
and you know, find me an American household where butter's lasted more than a week. You know,
Right.
I mean, come on.
You
No.
get rid of that.
No,
It's
no,
like
no.
the
Put it
turkey's-
out on the
turkey's
counter.
over.
Yeah. Because
Here's a Thanksgiving hack.
Okay, let's hear it.
Excuse me, I guess any sort of holiday hack.
Okay.
For those people who want the freshest fresh mozzarella, right? It's very important, fresh mozzarella. You could use it in a caprese salad. Next person who calls it caprese salad is getting a smack in the mouth. Caprese is a big Chevy. It's not a salad. I'm sorry.
We're terrible at this.
So the
Wait, how'd you say it?
Caprese.
Caprese.
Caprese. So a caprese salad has sliced tomatoes, sliced mozzarella, a little basil, right? But if you want real fresh
Balsamic.
mozzarella, you want to pick it up. You could do it up with whatever you
love
want.
it.
A little
Good.
oil, a little balsamic.
Balsamic
But,
drizzle.
For those who want fresh mozzarella and they don't want to leave on the morning of their party to get it, you get it the day before. You go to like an Uncle Giuseppe or a Salpino or something like that. You get it nice and hot. You pick the one that's warm. You freeze it. Okay? Now you could do this 2 days before, whatever. You do whenever you do your shopping for the holiday. The night before your party, you leave it out on the counter. And you let it defrost overnight. The next day, it's like it just came out of the guy's hands who put it together. It's outstanding. My Aunt Maria does this. She makes a trek. She goes to Casa della Mozzarella every Christmas in the Bronx, right? It's amazing Bronx deli, but they're famous for their fresh mozzarella. I mean, so popular that during Christmas time there's a line.
Yeah.
And all you see of this place is steam on the windows. And every time someone opens the door to walk inside, it just puffs out. It's like you got a new pope. The white
I've
smoke.
got to add this to my bucket list.
Yes.
That sounds amazing. I don't have a hack, but I have I think a very important tip/warning. Okay. So one of our hot teas wrote,
Tip/warning.
yeah, literally. And I put this on my Instagram, Sharon, so you might know what I'm going to say. So Hot Tea Joan wrote that she always makes yams. Okay. Somebody needs to, right? Which is good. And then Lucy wrote that she always makes sausage stuffing.
Right.
Okay. Which is fine Lucy, as long as your family knows that
Sausage
that's
is in there.
Because
Yeah.
here's what you don't do. And I put this on my Instagram. Don't experiment on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Oh, no.
Don't bring your experimental Pinterest dish,
Right.
especially for a staple like stuffing.
Try it on your family a week before. All right?
Yeah.
Test it out.
I got
Get
this.
get some honest opinions so I don't have to smile.
Oh, I put this on my Instagram, this TikTok on my Instagram where the lady was like, don't experiment on Thanksgiving. Do that on your own time.
That
You're
is
messing
so
our
funny.
stuff up.
That's right.
Especially, it was like a mac and cheese. But who eats mac and cheese on Thanksgiving?
We're going to have mac and cheese on
Really?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think so. If
It's
you
an
have-
American thing. It's
Yeah.
like it's more of a interior of America thing.
yeah.
All right.
The
So-
coast, we don't really do mac and cheese at the holidays.
Yeah, it's
more
cheesy.
of like,
Yeah. It's for the kids.
Yeah.
it's for the
like,
kids. Nah, it's not just for the kids. Who you kidding? Who you kidding? You guys are
No,
mac
it's for the
Listen,
kids, obviously.
Listen, I'll eat mac and cheese if it's there. I don't care if it's for the kids or not.
I'm going to get me some
It's
of
I'm
that
gonna
what
have
it
mac
some
and cheese.
macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not something we're gonna.
It's not
know.
exactly an elegant Thanksgiving
Our
side dish. but
Our pasta is gonna have its own course. It's gonna have its own. Its own. It's
yeah.
gonna have its own stage,
That's
right?
awesome.
Our pasta's the middle act. It's got its own show. Okay?
I love it. It
Middle
should, as it should, especially if it's got that mozzarella. How do you say it? How do you say it?
She just combined the middle America accent with the Italian American, like New York style.
Mozzarella.
She said mozzarella.
Yeah.
So mozzarella
Yeah.
is appropriate,
Okay.
but the real true pronunciation is mozzarella. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
the Neapolitan dialect pronunciation. So the Italian Americans who immigrated from Naples. If you go to, let's say, New Haven, Connecticut, and you want some of the best pizza you'll ever have, you'll go to a place called Sally's Abizza. Abizza,
Yeah.
right? So that's a Neapolitan pronunciation of pizza, right? Abizza. Abizza. We usually take the last vowel and we put it before the word. So
okay.
now,
It's like Big Latin.
so mozzarella, which is the if you say pig Latin, some people might get upset.
Oh.
Sharon and I got canceled. You know, a pizza,
Whoop,
a
whoop,
pizza,
whoop.
a pizza.
So
A beats.
so mozzarella becomes a mozzarella, and then over the years we drop the a in front, mozzarella.
Mozzarella. You know who taught me that forever ago? I should have known better. Is Lori Ansaldi, who is also from Long Island.
Yes.
And she does Kim K's podcast. She's a producer. She's like super successful. She lives in LA now, but I was on a panel with her and she's like, mozzarella. And I'm like, are you saying mozzarella? She was like,
Mozzarella.
Who are you? Stop it. Okay, so but
Mozzarella.
speaking of things that are good for the kids, I did want to say before we call it a day, Dave and Buster's.
Yes.
Dave and Buster's are good. They're our good friends.
Incredible partners.
Good. They're like, they love us. We're launching a new pint glass with them soon. Discover Long Island, Dave and Buster's.
Really?
They put together this amazing gift bag. Are you trying to make me hold this, Michael? Here, I can't
I'll
hold it.
hold it. I'm in the middle.
I'm like, Michael, I don't know what to do there. But they put together this amazing gift bag. Some of the items include the Dave and Buster's tumbler, an eye mask, keychain, headphones, wireless phone charger. It's
like Vanna White. I love
It's crazy. And they are giving it away to our Discover Long Island hot teas, right? So
Wow.
where is it just going to be on our Instagram?
Discover Long Island.
Oh, it's on Discover Long Island. Okay,
So cool.
You got to go to Discover Long Island. You're going to win this wonderful holiday gift basket from Dave and Buster's, which, by the way, if you need to get out of the house during the Thanksgiving holiday or whatever,
absolutely.
they have locations in Islandia, Westbury, and Massapequa.
Nerds wrote big ticket item. It's like 700 tickets
Yeah,
at
it is.
D&B.
Whoa, yeah, I love nerds.
lucked
Those are
out.
good. Those are good. And then also one more thing before we go, Sal. Do you know after it's Black Friday, but then it's Shop Small Saturday?
He's like, I'll take this with me.
It's Shop Small Saturday. So what is you've talked about a couple of really cool small businesses, but what's your favorite Long Island small business?
So, I have a couple.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
So Mikey Russo
Okay.
has a fabulous boutique in Cold Spring Harbor. I'm a Nassau County resident, lifelong, so it's nice to go to the North Shore and pretend I'm rich for a day.
Especially Cold Spring. I
So
love it.
if you are like my wife and you change the throw pillows every
I do.
Season?
Love you, Gianna. Yes.
season, every 60 days. Yeah.
Listen.
Every time the water bills due, we got
Yeah.
new pillows. Mikey Russo has a great boutique. Boy. If you're ever in the need for body work, Coastal Collision, Amityville, Long Island is great.
Okay.
Go talk to Steve. You need something fixed on your car. Don't go
Which
to the
you do if you're on any of those northern states.
right. Let's say you've blown out 3 of your tires pulling into work. You've done nothing to anybody, and the day already chose violence. Your next call is going to want to be to All Weather Tire in Huntington. If you broke your suspension, your next call after that's going to be to Kenny at D&D in Massapequa, the auto care clinic. I mean, there's so many great small businesses
Yeah,
on Long
there
Island.
really are.
From
Yeah.
pizzerias like the Angelos and Pappardelle and Bethpage to the great supermarkets or the smaller family-owned supermarkets like Salpino's,
Salpino's.
bakeries like Moscato and Bethpage. Sal's a good friend, or I don't know. I feel like I want to give everyone. I feel like
Yeah.
I just won the Oscar, and you just told me to give.
Well,
Give
it's
shout-outs.
because, it is because we always say Long Island, what we love about why you belong here and why I feel
This is why I can't go anywhere else,
Right.
Because of
Right.
all these small. I seriously swear, if I am like. The thing that made me most nervous about staying in California for a few months on end with my car out there was if my car breaks down, I am screwed. Like
nobody to
I have
call.
to go to a mechanic who I don't know, which mechanics
Scary. Yeah.
in general, get a reputation for being, real crooks.
Yep.
So like you're like, I don't know if this guy's gonna actually know what he's talking about when he takes my car in and blah blah. I don't have to think about that when I go to a place like D&D. I don't have to think about like, oh, could I have found these tires cheaper when I'm at a place like All Weather? I don't have to think about like, am I gonna have to go to another store to find, fig jam for my prosciutto and my Italian bread when I'm at Salpino's? Like, I don't have to think about that. In California, in Arizona,
no,
I gotta go to Vons. I gotta go to Ralph's. I gotta go to I gotta go to
and then you're not sure. You're like, and it's maybe not the brand you want, but you're like, it's fine. Whatever.
No.
But you don't go to the local bakery. Like, I love my local bakery. I love my local bagel guy.
Yeah.
I go in there and I always say, like, the bagel, he's like, hey, how's your day, honey? You gonna go have your bagel, have some coffee, read the paper? I'm like, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, have a good. And then everybody talks.
And then like when you go to a Long Island business enough, when they see that you're a regular, like you don't need like a loyalty number. You don't got to put your phone number into the register.
No,
the guy
you don't
remembers
need to
you.
scan anything.
Yeah.
Say, hey, soda's on me today.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yep.
Like that's nice.
I think the term "I got a guy" came from Long Island.
I got a guy.
I got a guy because everywhere you go, you know,
I got a guy. Like,
it's like nobody's.
I have several guys.
Yeah.
Like if you like,
You are the guy.
if this guy's busy, don't worry, I got another guy.
Yeah.
Because that's how I grew up. Like, I used to tell people, like, all right, like Tommy, who a lot of people saw from America's Got Talent. A lot of people know from Instagram, from Barstool Sports, Big Time Tommy. Big Time Tommy, is my cousin because of connections. Because when you say like to somebody, like when someone's not just a friend, but is more like family, but they're not actually related to you, they're your cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
if
how
I
many
have to
friends-
send you to a place and I want the guy to take care of you like he takes care of me.
Yeah, you're my cousin.
You're not just my friend, you're my family. I'm not just sending you somebody like a referral. I want you to give them my treatment.
Right.
I want you to take care of them as if I was standing there. And now you're my cousin. So like that's a very unique thing.
Are we your cousins now?
Yeah.
Are we your cousins?
My cousin Sharon, my cousin Kristen.
I know. Well, but I think that is awesome. Small Business Saturday is so important. And we have
so
so
great.
many companies that if you go on Discover Long Island, we have Small Business Saturday blogs and we have, where to have your Thanksgiving and all wonderful things. But I think it is because Long Islanders are here for generations, right? In a lot of different places.
Oh, yeah.
California people move there. Arizona people move there. But here, Long Islanders have lived here for generations. And so the guy at that place because your family knew him. My dad, you've been going there since you were little. It really is a unique, almost like a step back in time as far as a community.
Yeah.
It's the way things used to be.
It's the kind of place that generations want to hold on to.
Right.
As much as people from Long Island grow up and say, I can't wait to get out of here. I'm moving to Florida and I'm going to Arizona and my brother's got a place in North Carolina and the taxes are $2,000 a year.
Do you know what you can get here?
And then you go to North Carolina and you're living in your palatial house with your walk-in closets and you're surrounded by absolutely freaking nothing. If I have to drive 20 minutes
to get milk, I'm done.
Keep it.
Yeah.
I would rather be miserable going to the Dairy Queen than I don't even have the Dairy Queen, the Dairy Barn.
Dairy
I was
barn.
like the Dairy Queen. Yeah,
Sorry.
the Dairy Barn.
Yeah.
The Dairy Barn. All this talk about food's got me hungry. The dairy, going to the Dairy Barn, in the freezing cold weather, and seeing the same guy every day and, getting the same have a nice day from him. I'd rather do that than
And
live
the same,
anywhere
how you doing?
and live in a shoebox and pay out the nose in property taxes.
Michael agrees with you.
And
Everybody
get
agrees.
40 new tires every year and a bent rim and deal with all this as another thing is if you live in New York long enough, you'll speak both Italian American slang and Yiddish. Deal with all this mishigas. I'll take it all. I'll take it all.
It's awesome.
I
I mean, it
love
really
it.
is
I
the
love
best
it.
place.
You're
We're
funny.
so lucky to live here. We're so lucky to have you as our cousin.
Yeah.
Sal
So
the
good,
Voice.
we're family.
I know. And we're going to see you at the Paramount on November 30th.
November 30th.
Which is very exciting. And
It
it's
is
going to be all,
exciting.
talk about the holiday spirit. You were going to get everyone
This
just
is like
filled
my
with the
9th or
spirit.
10th time back at the Paramount.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because of the exact same reason that makes Long Island such a special place to live. It's because of the people. Yeah. I started at the Paramount 7 years ago. It was my first night. It was December 2016. We sold out 3 nights, and I was terrified. It was the first time I was going to be on stage longer than just a couple minutes, on my own.
Wow.
And did a 90-minute show because of the warmth of my people.
Yeah, you were home, and you're going to be supported by the people here on Long Island. We love you more than anyone. You can go elsewhere, but they're not going to love you like we do. Right?
I've had such great experiences performing in Chicago and Detroit and Buffalo and France and Italy and England and Bermuda and Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, wherever the hell it is. I've had such great experiences performing there, and every time I've been in, a place like Miami or a place like Phoenix, and you walk around, you're like, wow, the weather's great.
Yeah.
I can get used to this. You think to yourself, there is no place like home.
Yeah.
Dorothy had it nailed. There is no place like home. Long Island is not just home because I'm born here. It's home because this is the blood I bleed. And I go all over the country, and I'll meet people from Long Island because there's such a special bond when people find out you're from Long Island. Like, where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're from Middle Island?
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle lives in Center Reach. Do you know this deli? Do you know this pizzeria?
Yeah.
Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know this one? Do you know this one?
Yeah.
And forget it. If someone finds out you're from the same town. What year did you graduate? Do you know these twins? Do you know this? They're gonna figure out the 3 degrees of separation that between you and some of the other friendliest and nicest people on planet Earth. And I know some people in Arizona, Kristen, you've heard them say it before, that New Yorkers are pushy and we're rude and we're this and we're that. That is absolute baloney.
Yeah.
It is.
No, I say this.
New Yorkers are the nicest people on planet Earth. We went to Nashville. We went to Nashville, Tennessee, right? And I walk up to this lady at the Avis rental car desk, and she's got the bouffant in her hair. She's got the thing, it's puffed up, and I'm thinking and she's got the old lady glasses, but you could obviously tell she's not an old lady. She's just cosplaying as one for her rental car job. And we walk up there, and I'm like so giddy to deal with a Southerner who's going to be so happy. Who's happy at 8:00 in the morning at an airport? Nobody. So I walk up to this woman, and I'm like, hi. She goes, hi, darling. Can I get your license and your credit card? And I'm like, great. And she tells me, we have no full size. We have no whatever you rented. And I said, okay, well, can I get an upgrade? Mm-hmm. And she goes, oh, now you're looking for a free upgrade? Mm-hmm. And I said, no, not a free upgrade. I'm looking for you to do the right thing. And she goes, well, I'm doing all I can. You're going to have to, basically told me, you're going to have to be happy with what you got. I've rented cars from JFK where the guy makes it look like he's about to do some of the shadiest stuff to get me in what I need. Like, I walk up to the Alamo rental car desk at JFK, and I'm like, do you have a full-size SUV? And the guy's like, no, we don't have any full-size SUVs, but I'll tell you what. You know?
Yeah.
And then I'm rolling out of there in a Mercedes, like whatever,
Yeah. No, I say the same thing. I think,
they don't do that anywhere. Nobody goes out of their way for you anywhere else.
It's very...
It's always bless your heart, which is...
But it's bless your heart, and it's a lot of air kisses, right? But here, New Yorkers will honk at you, and they will tell you you're a bad driver.
Because we love you.
Yes. But they'll hold the door for you. Mm-hmm. And the other day I was walking up and some guy was holding the door, and I was like, I'm going to go I had to throw something in the garbage first. I'm like, I'm going over here. He's like, I'll wait. I'm like, what? That's amazing.
That is
but
so
that's
nice.
Just, they'll tell you to your face, which you need to know.
Right.
100%.
You need to know.
We won't say bless your heart.
Right.
No.
We'll just tell you to.
How it is.
Yeah. You're right.
Because we all know what bless your heart means,
Really
all right?
good.
We're all
Exactly.
hip to it. We're all hip to it.
It's funny.
Bless your heart means you.
Yeah.
Why don't you go?
By the way, I'm really annoyed. I ordered a special Thanksgiving sweatshirt that I was going to wear to the night before Thanksgiving party. I'm going back to Arizona tomorrow, and it says WTF.
Yeah. Wine, turkey, fun.
Wine, turkey, family. And not going to make it here. I ordered it 3 weeks ago. You know, not going to make it here. Whatever.
Well, you know what they say: if it makes it here, it'll make it anywhere.
It'll make it anywhere.
I love
WTF. WTF, how did this go so fast?
So
by the way,
fast.
Sal, you're amazing. We're going to see you on the 30th. We're also going to see you at our Tourism Awards Gala, which you are hosting and performing, which we're so excited on December 5th.
I can't wait.
Thank you. You're the best. You're a great friend. And I just want you to know that before I ever knew you, I knew of you because you represent Long Island so incredibly well. Everybody adores you. You are a true ambassador. You're a true talent, and we're happy to call you our friend. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you. While I'm standing on Mountain High, if you're in the Long Island Expressway and you're in the left lane and I'm behind you, move.
Okay.
Just move.
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
it.
It's not too much to ask.
That's my PSA. That's just what I wanted to
Love
get
it.
out.
All right, listen, everybody has a dream.
Yeah.
We love you. And Hot Teas, we're going to
Thank
take
you
next
for
week
having
off.
me.
We're going to be off next
Yes.
week for Thanksgiving, but we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Happy
See-
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.